And it's been a minute. Yeah, I mean, it's been a minute. We back in the building. Got a good one for you. Hope everybody's doing good during the quarantine and all that. You know, I got a good one for you today. You know what I mean? People just sent me this video, man. I'm trying to see. Let me see what boys sent me. Yeah, man. I know y'all been keeping up with what the. I know y'all been keeping up what's been going on with the CK, the Killer Kev. You know, hold up, somebody just sent me a video, man. These people, my people out of Florida, man, they going up over there, man. But yeah, man, it's been a lot going on the internet. Uh, a controversial figure, pretty much, hit the internet and kind of caused a lot of controversy. But I feel like uh, by this guy hitting the internet, uh, OG Nino Capone, Cappuccino from the West Coast. He's from Nickerson's Gardens, and he basically did an interview with my boy Timbo from Horticulture and Info Minds. You know what I'm saying? OG Nino did an interview with Timbo from Info Minds and Horticulture. Shout out Timbo. Shout out Horticulture, Info Minds. That's my people. You know what I'm saying? But OG Nino, he did an interview with them, and it caused a bunch of controversy. But I feel that it sparked a conversation that needed to be had. You know what I'm saying? And that's what pretty much brings me here today to interject myself into the conversation because, as you know, my past life, I was in the growth and development thing. For those of y'all who know what that is, you know what I'm saying? But being from Oklahoma, where I reside at, Crips and Bloods have been around here since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So I say since the late 80s, as far as, through my research. You know what I'm saying? And the style of gang banging in Oklahoma is more of a West Coast style. Because, like, if you know, the Bloods didn't hit New York to 93 in Rikers Island. In Oklahoma, gang banging was already going on at that time. So we have more of a West Coast style of gang banging out here. Like, it's we have the same, like, say if it's the 60s, say if it's the 60s in Oklahoma, he's gonna have the same enemies as the 60s in LA. You know what I'm saying? Like how the 60s in LA, they got a beef going on with Hoover. In Oklahoma, the 60s out here, beef with Hoover. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's more of a West Coast style of gangbanging. So I understand the structure of the West Coast Crips and Bloods. You know what I'm saying? I have an understanding of that culture. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much knew Crips and Bloods before I was even doing the growth and development thing. You know what I'm saying? So I have a very good understanding. You know what I'm saying of the structure of how West Coast gangbanging goes. And I feel that's where the disconnect between the West Coast and the East Coast. That's where the disconnect comes in at. Is basically, I want to say this, man, and I want to say, before I go into the spiel, I want to give a shout out to all my East Coast Crips and Bloods, whether you in New York, whether you in Florida. You know, shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the East Coast, a lot of people on the East Coast, but I'm gonna keep this one more geared towards the New York Bloods because that's where blood started at in New York. You know what I'm saying? On the East Coast, pretty much was in New York. You know what I'm saying? So this is more. It's going towards them. You know what I'm saying? It's some of the OGs that is pushing that line. You know what I mean? And these OGs, the reason why I picked these specific OGs out, we got Corey C.K. King, and then we got Killer Kev. Shout out to both of them. They both, I'm patched in with them on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So this is not, I'm not dissing them, but, I feel like I can give some clarity to the situation. You know what I'm saying? What's going on or whatever. And so most of this build is going to be towards them. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to them too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be as direct as I can. You know what I mean? Okay. I feel like New York don't have a great understanding of the structure of West Coast gangbanging. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you could say, well, shit, why would New York why would they even need an understanding of that, what they doing over there? This is New York, it's a whole other coast or whatever. You could look at it like that, right? And that's understandable. But the reason why they would need to have an understanding of how things is done on the West Coast is because they took something that was originated on the West Coast and they uh, pretty much took it and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about that is they basically how they came into the game was, no disrespect, but it was under a bogus pretense because for one, even the OG T Rogers, the same shit with Scheme is going in on what got mad at OG Nino about. The triple OG T Rogers been said that same thing. If your hood is not sanctioned from the West Coast as far as the blood thing go, or any blood in the crib, if it's not sanctioned, then you're not official. You're not on the books. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's how that go. You know what I'm saying? T. Rogers been said that a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what Nino said, and Scheme got mad about that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you're going to run up under there, if you're going to start a blood movement like Mac did, he wasn't sanctioned to do it, basically, is what I'm getting to. So that automatically made the New York Bloods bogus off the gas pedal. It was bogus. So we know what happened where Mac got I'm not dissing none of them dudes. I'm not saying that them dudes is not real, they're not official. I'm talking about under the game ideology. They was never sanctioned. You know what I'm saying? Even when they kicked Mac out the whip, they was never sanctioned by the West Coast to run with that, the blood thing. You know what I'm saying? They was never sanctioned. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, okay, it's only two things you can do. Basically, when you come to an understanding that Mac lied or whatever the case, we was never sanctioned. It's only two things you could do. As a G or as a man, it's only two things you could do after that. One is drop your flag, and the other one is get it go to the land and get it the real way. That's the only things you could do. That's the only two steps you could take because you done took on the blood thing. It's a West Coast thing. You can't say, oh, we gonna take the blood thing, but fuck how y'all structure. You can't do that, man. You cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the disconnect comes in at. It's because the East Coast dudes, the New York Bloods, they don't understand the Cali structure. They just basically took it as a fashion statement and didn't really get how the inner workings of it. You know what I'm saying? They just got it from a Monster Cody book, and he wasn't even a blood. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they saying that they got their style of. They say Mac Red Demonster Cody took. You know what I'm saying? It started Bloods from that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's about the structure. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. You know what I'm saying? When we talking about Crips and Bloods, you know what I'm saying? Now I heard CK say, well, you don't see the GDs from Chicago pressing the GDs from New York. The GDs from New York is stamped, bro. You know what I'm saying? They sanctioned. They are in tune with Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't even really compare the two, but it's like, okay, I don't want to get too far off the topic, but when a OG, somebody with the status of Nino, when he come and try to lace you, you know, it's not like nobody trying to sun you or nothing like that. He just giving you the history. He's giving you the inner workings of how things should go. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all all admitted that y'all got it under a bogus pretense. CK, you know, all of them admitted it. You know what I'm saying? That Mac was pretty much, they said, from all the documentaries I watched, they said Mac went to the land and came back with the blood thing. These OG blood dudes, uh, CK and some of the other dudes, they say Mac never went to the land. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it was y'all, you was never sanctioned. So only thing you like, how they like to say over there, real right. You was never real right. So now you got to go get right, or either just drop your flag. You don't gotta claim blood, but you can't claim them folks shit and then don't like okay. CK said, "Oh, I've been paying homage. I always pay homage to the West Coast. Paying homage is doing it the right way. That's paying homage. As far as the structure and doing it now, we know New York and LA or California, that's two different swags and two different. So I'm not saying take their swag of how they walk, talk, or nothing like that, but just the structure, the camaraderie, how things go. It's like it's mafia. This shit is mafia. You can't goddamn come to New York and say, oh, now I'm gonna be the sixth family without doing it the proper way. You know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna get wiped out. You can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the New York dudes, you know what I'm saying, is you know, now you do have some original sets in New York. You know what I'm saying? Nine Trey is an original set. Nine Trey is an original set, and you have some Cali sets in New York. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, if you banging the Cali set, it's no way that you can pretty much say fuck the West Coast and all this and that. See, Mel Cross, if I'm not mistaken, he bangs the Cali set, so he have to uh, abide by the structure of the West Coast. Now, some of the East Coast sets that don't, that's not Cali sets, like Non Trey and Sex Money Murder, their rules are probably a little different. GKB, you know what I'm saying? Their rules might be a little bit different, but in the sense you still have to pay homage, man, to where the blood thing came from. Because even if you do got a original set, like being from a New York or Florida, different places like that, you still a blood. You know what I'm saying? Blood started in the West Coast. So you up under that umbrella. You up under that. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself up under that when you decided to claim that. Nobody told you basically that you got to be up under this. No, you decided to claim that. So once you decide to claim that, you're up under the West Coast Bloods. You up under, it's only one blood. It's you got Crips, you got Bloods. You know what I'm saying? The blood started on the West Coast. Once you say, you pick up that flag and say, I'm a Blood or a Crip, you basically fall up under the West Coast, man. You got to pay homage to that. You a Blood, that's, you know what I'm saying? So when the information is brought to you like, nah, homie, this is how we do it, you don't shun that, man. You take it in, and whatever might fit into you use that. You don't just shun it. You at least have to be open-minded and receptive if an OG comes to you and trying to tell you the right way, man, you got to. I don't care what about his tone or however he might come, because the boy OG Nino, man, shout out that man. He didn't disrespect nobody on that platform until Scheme Team came on there. The Scheme Team. I should have put Scheme Team name in the title, but I didn't want to cloud him up. Scheme Team. I'll probably send this video to him, though. You know what I mean? Scheme Team. The Triple OG T Rogers said the same thing, man. If your set is not sanctioned from the West Coast, where Blood started at, it's not official. So, in a sense, OG Dino didn't say nothing disrespectful to Scheme. He might have hurt his feelings by telling them the truth. We know the truth hurt, but basically that's what it is. It's not like you can't get sanctioned. Like you said, it's not like the sets can't be sanctioned. It's just a protocol that you have to go through. But Scheme basically just said, fuck bounty hunter. That's disrespect, man. So OG Nino had the right to feel how he felt when Scheme popped up on the damn the platform, on the panel or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I shout out Timbo, but I feel that night he could have ran it a little bit more smoother. But, you know, it was entertaining, to say the least. You know what I mean? But it could have been more of a productive build. He should have brought Scheme Team on at the end, like he said he was going. He said he was going to do it at the end. But he brought Scheme Team on and the other brother, like before Mel Cross, and shout out Mel Cross, before Mel Cross and Nino even really got deep into their spiel, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of messed up the whole the chemistry of everything, you know what I'm saying? So Nino was not out of line for how he came in Scheme. He told him he wanted to fade because the man said fuck bounty hunter. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. You can't overlook that. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't sanctioned by the West Coast, you're not official. Simple as that. And you shouldn't feel away because you should want to be sanctioned by the West Coast. You rocking with they move. You know what I'm saying? That's they move. The blood thing is the West Coast. That's West Coast. So once you say you put on that flag, I'm blood, you up under the West Coast, man. That's just what it is. Y'all didn't have to start blood. Y'all could have started any other game y'all wanted to start and say, this is the black game. Because y'all was going at it with the Latin Kings. Y'all could have put any flag down and been like, this is the black game. It didn't have to be blood. Once y'all followed Matt, what Matt brought to the table, man, y'all up under the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Not on no big brother, little brother type shit, but just as a function type of situation. All the triple OGs is gonna be on the West Coast. Y'all up under them dudes, man. You know, not saying the East Coast dudes ain't official. I fuck with them dudes, man. A lot of them I got them on. You know, we tapped in on the Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So this is not a shot at them, and this is not a diss video. You know what I'm saying? It's not a diss video, but I like the way Mel Cross handled himself because he understood the gravity of the situation. CK, he came on there. Shout out CK, but you had been drinking. You've been on that Henny. You was on the Henny of the Douce one of. You came on there. You was saucy, brother. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have even been on the platform. You know what I'm saying? You was saucy, my man. Yeah, man. You was saucy, and we know how you get. Yeah, man. CK wears emotions on the sleeve, man. And boy, get on that Douce, and it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? That, so I feel like if CK was sober, he could have made a better impact on that video. You know what I'm saying? On that platform. That night. But if it was a fifth, but that's pretty much, man, where I'm going with the East Coast in the West Coast Blood thing, man, the UBN thing. Once y'all decided to be UBN and run with something that already existed, y'all put yourself up under their umbrella. You know what I'm saying? And Killer Kev, my man, Killer Kev. Shout out Killer Kev, man. Killer Kev. I know you're not really active like that no more. That's not no slight. I'm not dissing, you know what I'm saying? Once we get a certain age with the gang banging shit, gang banging is really for the young. You know what I'm saying? From I say gang banging is for 15 up to like about about 15 to 18, man. That's gang banging. Well, no, I say about 12 to 18. Because some people start early, man. 12, 13 to 18. That's your gang banging years. Once you like 18 to 21, in the culture, in the gang banging culture, you hustle whatever it is, whether you're doing a legal hustle or an illegal hustle. You're not really gang banging no more. Once you get from 18 to 21, and most of the gang banging is done while you in BG status. So when I say Killer Kev is not active, I'm just going by how the gang structure goes. I'm not saying mentioning nothing of his lifestyle because I don't know him personally. But like I said, we patched in on the gram, so shout out Killer Kev. But you being a OG or whatever, you call yourself an OG, right? For you to be an OG, you have to know the history. It's no exception. You have to know the history of blood, West Coast blood. Killer Kev, you're supposed to know the history of West Coast Bloods just as good as you know the history about George Jackson. How Killer Kev know his history about George Jackson, the Soledad brothers, and all that. How he know that history? He supposed to have that same history of Bloods. Because anything that you a part of, you're supposed to know about it. I don't care who you is, how much of a frontline soldier you is, whatever. You supposed to know your history, man. That's like a number one rule of gangbanging, and that's another reason why I say that the New York Bloods has such a problem connecting when it comes to getting a grasp on what the culture really is. It's because of things like that. You know what I'm saying? That not knowing your history and not the reason why Parcell, I almost lost my thought. The reason why the New York Bloods is so why they have such a problem connecting with the culture is because they started off under false pretenses, man. Their foundation was built on they have a faulty foundation. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them came out of the gods and earths and all that. So y'all understand the analogy of when your foundation is weak, then the structure, you know what I'm saying, is gonna be just as weak as the foundation. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like they have such trouble connecting. Like Crips and Bloods is not just in LA and New York. You have Crips and Bloods all over the United States. And most of the Crips and Bloods, besides the ones on the East Coast, they basically are patched in with the West Coast as far as the structure of it. You know what I mean? Not as followers or nothing like that. When I mean structure, right? I'll give you an example. Look at the Tekashi 6ix9ine fiasco. He just got out. Told on the whole gang, boy is out. Something like that could have never happened on the West Coast. Because in the West Coast, gang banging is taken way too serious for something like that to happen. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. All right. The non-Trey Bloods took Tekashi in. They basically used him as a mascot. and ended up catching a big Fed case. Now, I'm not saying no gangs on the West Coast ever caught a big Fed case, Cripple Blue. I'm not saying that. But the way that they did it, they almost took themselves down, basically by affiliating themselves with Tekashi 69. And not just affiliating themselves, they let him become part of the game. Everybody keeps saying that Tekashi was not a real blood. By his accounts when he was on the stand, and by Snow Billy's account, Tekashi caught the 31, man. He got pretty much jumped in. He got initiated. Tekashi got initiated in the blood. So that's what I mean by that. Something like that couldn't happen on the West Coast because the structure is different. In the West Coast gangs, how it's structured, you can't just get in the gang basically basically, I can't even say it was his money because he didn't pop until he got with them. So he got in the game basically just to turn the gang up, to pipe the gang up. You know what I'm saying? As far as, well, we can't say it was about money. I'm sure Shotty and them seen that it was a bag that was gonna be able to, they was gonna be able to capitalize off. So, bam, they let him into their set. But it's like, okay, on the West Coast, you have like a lot of rappers. I can compare it to the West Coast. You have a lot of rappers, Chris Brown, Lil Wayne. You have a bunch of rappers that are actually banging West Coast sets, and they're allowed to move around LA. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about that, they basically are getting extorted. It's a soft extortion going on, and they're not privy to any of the criminal activity that goes on inside of these gangs. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because the mafia, as we know it, started in New York, but the West Coast gangsters move more like real mafia than the East Coast gangsters. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the West Coast style of gangbanging is just more structured, man. And if it had this structure on the East Coast, if it was like a more of a connection between the West and the East, a lot more things can get done. And I'm not just talking about like on a negative level. You know what I'm saying? A lot of positive things can be done as far as these games. Because I was watching the Timbo again last night, and it was Hassan, Mel Cross, and OG Nino was back on there. This live that they did went way better than the first one. It was way more productive. Me personally, I would have liked to hear more of the history. I don't know why they had Hassan up there. I know he's like a big time YouTuber and all that, but I think it would have been a more productive live if it would have just been Mel Cross and Nino. They could have picked up where they left off, put clarity on a lot of different things because there's people making. Killer Kev made a video, CK made a video, so they could have touched on a lot of different things. But overall, the live was a good live last night. Hassan, Mel Cross, and OG Nino. You know what I'm saying? On For the Culture. If y'all haven't seen that, go check it out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a lot of positive things that could come out of the East and the West connecting. You know what I'm saying? And when I just say the East and the West, I'm not just talking about New York and LA, LA and New York. I'm talking about everything in between too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got Bloods and Crips, and you got just not even just Bloods and Crips. You got gangs all across America, and it's time for the gangs to stop tearing down the community and more build up the community, stand up for the community. Just like we seen out here recently, innocent black guy got shot in Georgia. You know, this is what the gang should be our frontline defense against. You know, acts like this. You know what I'm saying? You know, it should be you know, like who said that last night? Hassan said that, which you know, it's not a new idea. You know, this is something that's been thrown around. I might even said it before. I know I've said it before, but maybe not online. But the gangs are our army. That's our army. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we shouldn't be killing each other, man. The genocide has to stop, and it starts with unity. You know what I'm saying? We have to have a certain unity. Pop Smoke, he was a Crip. He got killed in L.A. I'm sure it was a gang issue. It was we don't know. Nobody knows why who killed Pop Smoke and all that. But I'm sure it was a gang. He was in a gang. I'm sure another gang member killed him. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have to necessarily be a Crip of blood type of beef or nothing like that. But it was gang related. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it was gang related. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, he should have been able to go to the West Coast and be comfortable, man. You know what I'm saying? And then that's the things that CK, I seen, he almost had a fit. He got on that Henny and went crazy when Pop Smoke got murked on live. You know, he was throwing Franks at people and calling out everybody and all that. We ain't gonna go into detail about it because he said some things. He erased the video. He deleted the video. So he know he said some things he shouldn't have said. But yeah, if it's more of a connection, then Pop Smoke could be all right when he go over there. You know what I'm saying? And I put CK in it because he was one of the ones that was really an adversary to what Nino was trying to do or what his message was. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, Nino didn't get disrespectful until Scheme got on the line. And Scheme said, fuck bounty hunter. Y'all, do you understand what that type of talk means in game culture? People get murdered about that type of shit, man. You can't tell no motherfucking man fucking set. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's a no. That's what murders happen behind that type of shit all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the main type of reasons murder happen on the West Coast as far as gang banging. It's somebody when you diss the set. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Big U said when he was putting Nipsey out, and in all the videos, you say Nipsey was pushing the neighborhood thing, but he wouldn't. He would make sure Nipsey didn't diss no sets, and in the videos he would make sure wasn't no sets crossed out behind Nipsey, and just make sure wasn't no sets getting dissed. Because even Big U, as strong as he is out there, he understands the ramifications of that, of dissing sets and shit. So Nino said, if you if you're not sanctioned by the West Coast as far as the blood thing goes, then your set is not official. That's not dissing nobody, man. That's not a diss. That's part of the structure. If you don't like that, then don't be a blood. Be something else. Start your own new shit. Start your own gang, man. If you just so gang where you gotta gang bang and you don't like the way the rules is of something that you joined blindly because you didn't know these things when you was coming into it. You know what I'm saying? And this is in a normal situation, a person is schooled of the lifestyle before they even come into it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all skipped a step. Y'all was representing something that y'all didn't even know nothing about. Matt didn't lace y'all the right way because he didn't know nothing about the shit. You know what I'm saying? So now y'all got this twisted uh mind frame of how gang banging goes as far as Crips and blood thing. Even though the Bloods were started fighting the Latin Kings, that was their beef, was the Latin Kings is still blood that started on the West Coast. So that means if you want it the right way, that's just like, okay, let me try to put this in a more layman's term. You know what I'm saying? Okay. the simplest way I could put it is the Mecca, man. If you a Muslim, at some point you need to take your Shahada or the Hajj, whatever. If you're a Muslim, at some point you're supposed to go to Mecca. If you can afford it and all of that, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with blood. It's like being a Muslim. Y'all took gangbanging as a religion. Y'all took on a religion, but y'all don't want to go by the rules of the religion. Come on, man. Y'all trying to make a whole new religion under this banner though. Come on, man. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit. And I'm not calling the East Coast, the New York Bloods bullshit, but that thinking right there, that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Matt came with a bogus layout and y'all ran with it. But once y'all realized that y'all was banging the wrong way because y'all didn't get it the right way, it's time to either drop your flag or get it the right way, man. It's not a choice in it. You know what I'm saying? Killer Kev, you got to learn your history, man. You got to learn your history, Killer Kev. You can't teach no kid about blood. You can teach them about New York Bloods, but you can't teach them about the origin of what the thing is really about. You know? The UBN, of how the UBN started on the West Coast in '83. And not only did y'all take on the term blood, y'all even took the term UBN. You know? Which, you know, at the end of the day, man, I just feel like unity is the way, you know, for us as a people. Unity is the way. And the only way that we're going to be able to unify is to be able to sit down and have these conversations, right? And, you know, have a certain structure, man. And since the West Coast's been gang banging longer, their gang banging is more sophisticated. It's more mature. So since they're more mature as a say if I got a little brother, right? I'm in this case, the New York Bloods started in mid 70s. The no Parcel. The Bloods in California started in the mid 70s, like 73, something like that. The New York Bloods started in 93. This is 20 years. If I got a little brother that I'm 20 years older than, right? It's my job to teach him. And I'm not dissing him by trying to school him to how this thing really go. How many Fed cases y'all think they done went through over there on the West Coast? How many raids? How many, you know, they got a lot of information that they can, you know what I mean, pass down. Like, no, well, we can't do this, or we can't do that. The Fed's gonna get involved if we do this. Look at, man, every week, every month you see the Fed sweeping another gang in New York, Crips or Bloods. It's because they don't got the right structure. They don't know how to move. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to move. It's like, I know it's different in New York and LA though. I do understand that. But it is things I feel like, you know, each coast could probably teach each other. It's not just LA teaching New York. It's each coast, each one teach one according to your level of understanding. But when it comes to the blood thing, the West Coast Bloods, the gangs have been around longer, so they're more mature. So for the little brother not to want to listen to Big Bro and get that game, it's almost like a sign of ignorance, man. So for me to see 50-year-old dudes still with that ignorant type of mindset to where they can't accept information without, you know, getting all in their feelings, that's not a good look, man. Especially if you're calling yourself an OG. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're calling yourself an OG. And like I say, Nino didn't do this to CK. Nino didn't do nothing wrong when he turned up on Scheme Team. Scheme Team said, fuck Bounty Hunter. So now Scheme Team needs to apologize for that, man. Publicly. He needs to publicly apologize. He disrespected Bloods. He disrespected himself by saying that, man. He disrespecting the whole Blood gang thing, man, by saying, fuck Bounty Hunter, man. OG Nino, he said that your gang was shit, meaning that it's not official. Not that y'all niggas is weak and y'all don't bust y'all gun or y'all niggas ain't caught no bodies or not. He didn't say nothing about that. That's what Scheme kept saying. Oh, I bust my. He didn't say if you did that or not. He talking about the politics, the structure. You know? So yeah, man, I had to do this video right here, man. And really set the record straight because I see a lot of, the words getting twisted up and tangled up. People just laying on one part of a conversation and running with it. Like CK, his only gripe was OG Nino's tone and his voice. You can't tell a motherfucker how to talk, man. The man was not disrespectful. No disrespect to CK, but you talk about how the tone in Nino's voice. What about how Hassan is? What about Killer Kev? These dudes is aggressive dudes. You know what I'm saying? Killer Kev has more of a comedic like personality though, so he comes off a little more, a little bit more acceptable than Hassan Campbell. But Hassan Campbell, look how aggressive he is, and you basically you can't in your eyes Hassan Campbell can't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I don't know, man. This looking crazy out here right now, man. But I do appreciate that the conversation was sparked. You know what I'm saying? They gave me a chance to where I could chime in. And I'm not shitting on New York Bloods. I fuck with them. I'm like somewhat of a gang historian, so I checked out their story, how it started. You know what I'm saying? I done did my history. And I'm not even a Blood, but I know the history. You know what I'm saying? And it's like just me being tied to an organization in the past made me a historian. You know what I'm saying? Just by, because, if you're going to take part of something, you need to know what you're taking part in. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, coming up in Oklahoma, Bloods and Crips been here since the late 80s, mid 80s. You know what I'm saying? When crack hit, the gangs hit. And like I say, it was West Coast gangbanging, style of gangbanging over here. You know what I'm saying? These sets got sanctioned. You had dudes that came here from Cali and started all these sets out here. You know what I'm saying? Some of them was sanctioned, some of them probably not, but it still was a West Coast style of gangbang. You know what I'm saying? You got West Coast hoods here. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the 90s, neighborhood 90, you got the neighborhood 60s, you got the 107 Hoovers, you got different Blood sets. You got a bunch of different West Coast sets here. Then you have sets that's homegrown sets. You know what I'm saying? Like your Southeast Village. Which ones? You got it's a bunch of different sets that's homegrown in Atlanta. I mean in Oklahoma. You feel me? So gangbanging been around here for a while. You know what I mean? But so I'm not just pulling straws with this. You know what I'm saying? I have a knowledge of the structure and how things go. You know what I mean? So that qualifies me to be able to speak up on the situation. And I would actually like to see CK and Nino have a bill. I might even hit Timbo up and see if he could set that up, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I think if them two could, put their egos aside, I feel like they can have a real productive bill that'll be good for the youth. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we keep it on the history standpoint and just really, keep it for the youth, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, this video, man, is going on 45 minutes, damn near an hour. So I ain't gonna go too much longer. I feel like I hit all my points that I wanted to hit. Uh, like I say, shout out CK, shout out Killer Kev, shout out OG Nino, shout out Mel Cross, shout out Wildcat, um, shout out Soul B. You dig? Who else? Shout out all the Bloods on the west and the east and everything in between, man. You know what I mean? I got plenty of blood homeboys, you know what I mean? Crip homeboys, Crip partners, you know what I mean? Back in the day, at least around here anyways, the Crips and the GDs had the 8 ball. You know what I'm saying? How this shit was? The 8 ball. Crips and the GDs had the 8 ball back in the day around here, man. So Crips and the GDs ran pretty strong. Now it's like war with the Crips and the GDs, but it is what it is. I guess that's similar to New York. The Crips and the GDs been beefing it and all that. The Woos and the Chos and all that. You know what I mean? Shout out 22 G's. Shout out MVK. I fool with them two boys right there. Shout out 5-Yo Foreign. RIP Pop Smoke. For the West Coast, shout out Joe Moses. Shout out YG. Shout out my boy Blim, Slim 400. Shout out it's one more on the West Coast, one of the blood dude. Shout out Mozzie. Yeah, man. Shout out everybody doing their thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out everybody doing their thing. Me personally, I would like the gangs to go in a more positive direction. But being that they come from these impoverished situations, you're always going to have a street element to gangs. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have that. That's the gangs was born out of the streets. So I don't know if we can ever be all the way politicized to where, like Tupac, Tupac wanted to politicize the gangs and all that. I don't know if we can ever get to that point, but I can see it taking a step in that direction, and that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just is what it is, man. And every time when I do these videos, man, I try to, even though the video might, it might be like talking about different things. Maybe it's somebody getting murdered, Bloods, Crips. It might be a video just about anything, but I try to put a positive message in the video. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. And yeah, man, follow us on Instagram at One Urban Media Fix. Follow us on Twitter, Urban Media Fix. We got 2 other channels. Subscribe to those channels and hit the notification bell. We got Hip Hop Media Outlet and we got Indigenous People Media Outlet. Hit the notification bell and subscribe to those channels. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit the notification bell, subscribe. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up, you done got this far in the video, you hit the thumbs up, man. Thumb up the video, man. Hit the thumbs up and share the video, man. Like, comment, you know what I'm saying? All that. For a matter of fact, we got an affiliate channel, Trap House Boxing. Check out the affiliate channel for all things boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? We hope everybody is doing good in the quarantine situation. The COVID-19 is ripping through the community, man. I seen a video yesterday where it was a nurse, a Caucasian lady, and she said that they was killing minorities in the hospital. due to the COVID-19, they was just basically mismanaging the patients. You know what I'm saying? Like she said it like they doing it on purpose, man. This was in New York, so I don't know if it's a call that came from the powers that be to say kill these motherfuckers when they come in there, man. But me personally, I would stay away from the hospitals right now, man. You know what I mean? That's not a good look. You don't want to go in there, man, and come out with some shit you ain't have when you went up in there. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like I said, the video's going on an hour. Without further ado, man, I'm out. Shout out everybody who tapped in with me, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for the video can get put in the recommendations. And yeah, man, without further ado, man, I'm out of here, man. Asar Amin Ra, man. We gone. Peace.